Hi, I'm back for chapter 7, Don't Buy Me, of Third Grade Angels. 11. That's how many apples were lined up along Mrs. Sims' desk, plus 2 pears, a banana, and a sandwich. And that's not counting Judy Billings' apple from yesterday, which Mrs. Sims took home last night. And one other thing, a gummy bear, a red one, from guess who? One of the apples was for me. We sat in our seats staring at them. Mrs. Sims stared too. We were remembering how mad she was when school ended yesterday. We were all flinching, waiting, and then it came. It started with a little wrinkle at her mouth. Then it went to her eyes, then her whole face. Her cheeks bulged out like tennis balls. Look at all those apples lined up on her desk. Wow. And a pear. Do you see the pears and the banana? Her neck got ropey. Her hand shot to her mouth. Oh my, I thought, she's going to barf. I inched back in my seat. Sure enough, something exploded from her, but it wasn't barf. Whatever it wasn't just a mouthful. It was a full body thing. She bent over like she had a stomach ache. She twirled away from us and hobbled to the front hall and stopped herself with her hand before crashing into it. When she turned back to us, she took her hand away. I didn't recognize her face. It was blotchy and lumpy and red. Tears were coming down her cheeks. It was scary. Somebody peeped. Is she crying? Somebody else peeped. She's sick. Joey Peterson gave a snort. She ain't crying, dummies. She ain't sick. She's laughing. He was right. She was laughing. I never knew a teacher could laugh so hard. What do you think she's laughing at? Joey was chuckling to himself. The rest of us were a fishbowl of open mouths. Finally, she started to calm down and she took deep breaths. I looked around. A couple kids were smiling, so I did too, but I was still afraid to laugh out loud. I had a feeling it could be a trick. She pulled a tissue from her box of Kleenex. She wiped her eyes and cheeks. She took a long, deep breath. She picked at the sandwich. It was plastic wrapped. She stared at it. She held it out to us. Okay, what is it? Billy Umberger spoke. Corned beef. Said Mrs. Sims. It looked like she was ready to burst out laughing again. She sniffed. Okay, students, this has never happened before. I guess I wasn't ready for this. Sorry for losing my self-control there. Disgraceful example for my students. That's okay, Mrs. Sims. She turned to me and smiled because I was the one who said it. I kicked myself in the ankle. Thank you, George, she said. Go, Georgie, I heard a whisper from Joey. I want you to know, said Mrs. Sims. She put down the corned beef sandwich and stepped away from her desk so we could all see the lineup again. I want you to know how much I appreciate all of this. She waved at it, but still couldn't look at it. But I have to make something clear to you. Very clear. Yes, you must earn your halo. But no, you may not buy your halo. I cannot be bribed. She looked over at us. Can somebody tell me what a bribe is? One hand went up. Ian O'Hara's. Yes, Ian. It means when you pay money to somebody to make them do something you want. Mrs. Sims nodded. Yes, good, Ian. With one correction, a bribe doesn't have to be money. A bribe can be, she waved at the desk, apples, pears, bananas, a corned beef sandwich. A couple of kids laughed again. Or, she picked up the candy, gummy bears. She studied it for a minute, then popped it in her mouth, and everyone laughed. Joey fist pumped. Yes! You can bring me an apple every day. You can bring me a banana split with cherries and hot fudge and whipped cream to the ceiling. You can bring me, she threw out her arms, a new car. We laughed. But, her voice got lower, slower, you cannot bribe your way to a halo. She gave us her waiting to sink in look. So, how do you earn your halo? The class called back. You earn it. That's right. Lesson learned, smart angels. Okay, so stop putting your energy into bribes. Put your energy into doing good. Impress me, don't buy me. She rooted in a desk drawer and came out with a plastic bag. She dumped in the pears and bananas. She sniffed the sandwich. Corned beef, huh? Mr. Moto will like this. Mr. Moto was her dog. Into the bag went the sandwich. Mrs. Sims got another plastic bag and dropped in the apples. These, she said, will become my famous pink applesauce. And that's the end of chapter